So the next type of pattern we're going to look at is a composite pattern. A composite pattern is something that is made up of both a constant and a multiplier. A constant is something that's added onto the pattern, but it never ever changes. So if you look at our pattern here, we have 2 pink tiles in the first term, 2 pink tiles in the second term, 2 pink tiles in the third term, and if we were to go to the 100th term, we'd still have 2 pink tiles. But when we look at our teal tiles, there are 2 in the first term, but there are 4 in the second term. There are 8, or sorry, 2, 4, 6. There are 6 in the third term. So if you are looking at these terms, you're going to notice that the multiplier is going to change. It will adjust as each term goes up. What is not going to change is that constant. So the constant will remain the same no matter what term we're on. And if you look at our term and value chart, you're going to find that things are broken down just a little bit differently. So for example, term number 1, yes, it has 4 tiles, but I would encourage you to break it down even further. I've color-coded my answers. So you can tell that this, the 2, 1 times 2, it represents the 2 tiles that are here. The next one, it represents the 4 tiles that are in the teal section. So when we were doing patterns before, patterns that multiply, this was the part of the pattern that you were seeing previously. Now we're adding on this part of the pattern, but this is still the same kind that you were doing before. So we know that our pattern is value equals term times 2, but now we're adding plus 2 to the end of that. So that's how we would do this pattern. So if we were to do this pattern, we would do the value equals term times 2, it's the same, but it would be plus 3. And actually, if you look, I made a mistake there and goofed, and that should be a 3, which of course changes our next one to a 7. And that really adjusts our patterns. So when you're looking at this, I encourage you to build them in 2 colors. So you'll notice all the slides have 2 colors. And please continue that, because that does make it easier to see both the constant and the multiplier. The other thing I would encourage is when you get to this section, I want you to add this into your interactive notebooks. Sorry, I keep clicking on things. And when you were adding things to your notebook, this goes on the other side of your other pattern. Please make sure you include your term and value chart when you're making rule predictions from now on. That needs to be included, as well as what your pattern rule is and how.